Ooh, yeah, if I could actually play guitar, it'd be great. Right there it is. Hey, I was looking for that chord. Hey guys. All right, so I'm actually going to leave the chat on, but I'm not going to actually focus on the chat so much. Let me turn this loop off. So this is my first live feed, I think, since all the drama. And there's more drama, which I'll discuss at the end of this video. My life has been drama, drama, drama. You know, I promised. Hey Scott, how are you, buddy? Scott, how was Paul McCartney last night, buddy? So last month, I did a you know, a live feed on like the essential like jam portion of Eyes of the World, and I said, hey, I make the chart, right? And then I got busy, hurricane. I had to fly to New York for good. That's good to hear, Scott. For an emergency, and then I just got back, and I was like, you know what, I got to make good on that promise. And so I sat and I made the chart, but the problem is, is it frozen? Is it frozen? Sorry, is everything going okay? The problem is that the chart is mind-boggling. It's like mind-boggling. It's a lot going on. I'm looking at it going, you know, I can't just release this without having a supporting video. So I figured let's dive into it. So if you guys are following and you need the chart, you can go to my channel and you can see the video that I did today, or you can go to my Eyes of the World channel video, and you can get the chart for $1.49. You could follow along, or you can get it afterwards and you could do it in the replay. So it's going to be more slow and steady than anything. And it's going to be a long lesson. So if you guys have the charts and read right from it, this is page 1, okay? Oh yeah, Boggs. Or I did. I gave it a good quick listen. Then my daughter fell off the couch and banged her elbow, but I was listening to it and it was really good. Okay, but I gotta stay focused. Here we go. The Eyes of the World Jam. Again, if you need to get the chart, get the chart. It's gonna help. It's $1.49 and you can go right through it. So I'm just gonna start on page 1, and hopefully it's a little bit easier in the replay. All right, so first we have the Eyes of the World Jam Part 1, and the first chord is the E major 7, kind of reading off the chart. The E major 7 gets the E major scale, so we make sure we use the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 as pausing notes or notes of emphasis as you play the scale. That's very important. Okay, so on the first part of the jams, E major 7, right? And so the whole essence of like what fits, well, you have an E major 7 chord, you got to use an E major scale, and you have to use the chord tones of the E major 7 chord within your E major scale. So what we're going to do is, let's see, this will help tie the scales together in your mind and fingers, and also provide you a good amount of dynamics. If you have a looper, which you should, just loop an E major 7 chord and practice with the scale. So here we go. All right, so the first scale that I discussed is the one we did in the video, but I'm going to show you some things. Now, if you're looking at the chart, it's important because the chart has some really cool, like, things going on. So we have this E major scale starting on the 9th fret, okay? Root notes here on the 12th. So if you play this out, I'm going to start on the thickest note here. We have 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 8, 9, 11, 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 12. That's the scale shape. You kind of want to get used to that scale shape. So somebody's bought the chart. That's so funny. No, this is a Fred guitar. This is a Fred Deadbolt, and it's pretty awesome. Now, if you look at that chart, a couple things highlighted here. The pink notes are the root notes, all right? And that's very, very important because that was you. You just put the chart to follow along. That was fantastic. I saw it. I saw the notification come up. All right, so the pink notes are your root notes in every single one of these boxes. And, and Mark, you bought it too. That's so funny. You bought the chart. This is hysterical. Okay, so those pink notes are the root notes. And very simply, if you look, you know, when all else fails, you want to end on a root note. So if you have an E major 7, you know, oh God, ending on the root note is going to really save the day. Any which one. Oh, nice. Doc Stark, that's very good. All right, so now I'm going to pause this for a second. And now we got to start looking. The purple notes indicate the notes of the major 7 chord, which are the 1s, the 3s, the 5s, and the 7. Any which ones of those are great places to end or pause your solo. So if you look here on the high E string, like in the video, that's a 7. It's a great note to just, you know, pause on. All right, and then we go there. So 7, if I want to use that, you can see that on the B string, I got a 3. the 7. So those purple notes are the notes of the chord that you want to focus on. Now, if you look, let's look at that D string. There's a 5 with a circle on it. If you look at the G string, there is a 1 with a 1 square with a border around it. There's a 3 on the B string, and you see that 7. Now, those notes that have the boundaries or the border are the notes within the major 7th chord. Sorry, the major 7th chord, like this. You can see there's the chord. And the reason that is so important is because you can see this chord that has a good chunk of presence in that scale to land on your notes. So you want to see that chord right there. You can see it in your chart. And when you're playing, you can actually now, you don't have to worry about the interval itself. You can say, hey, I can see the chord tones. Let me use the scale. Let me stop on some chord tones. So all I was doing there was using that E major scale. And again, I hate this looper. I'm getting a new looper. There is the chord shape, and it's in that chart. Now, very simply, what you want to do if you're watching this live in the replays, you want to spend some time with just this bad boy. But this bad boy I did in the original live feed, so let's move forward. All right, now, if we get to here, if you get, that's the second, you can see it, there's a line in my second graph. This is the E major scale on the 12th fret. Now, I hope I'm not going too fast. I want to go over the concepts. You guys will have this in your replay. No problems, okay? So I'm going to leave this up. Hopefully it doesn't fail on me or anything. All right, so you have the 12th fret, and you have your basic major scale shape. All right, we're on the middle chart. You see the 12th fret. I linked the root notes so you can see them. Here's the first scale that we talked about. Here's the second scale. All right, you can see now, okay, all the ones are highlighted. Okay, those are your root notes. When all else fails, we go there. Your purple notes are the notes of the chord. Your highlighted or your bordered notes, your boundary notes, represent the chord shape that's easy to find, and that guy is this. And we love this. I don't know, Bernstein, you're still with me? Scott, you're still there? Greg's joining us by getting the chart. All right, so now we have this major 7th chord. And if you look here, this is what's cool. You see that guy right there? That connects to this guy here. All right, it's got this little major 7th kind of cage chord system. Greg, woo-hoo. All right, and so you can see they connect here. And you have scales that connect, and you have chord shapes that connect. Again, these guys right here are the quintessential go-to notes. You have one of everything. You have a 1, you have your 3, you have your 5, and you have your major 7th. So if I'm soloing on top of this, and now I was using that scale shape. I was focusing on those chord tones. Now you can see in the chart, you have some other chord tones. You have the 1, the 3, the 5, the 7, the 1, and again, it's in that chart. And you don't have to be afraid. You can use those. I wasn't using them there, but let's see what it sounds like if I go low. Thank you, Albert. So here, it sounds fine. But if you want to go low, and this is what's really cool, is if you have this guy kind of memorized and this guy, you don't have to go low this way. You can go this way. And you can follow your arpeggios. Okay? So now you can see what's happening. The chart has these scales linking. It has the chords linking. And again, I know I'm moving fast, but you'll be able to rewind this. And this is probably a 45-minute lesson live, followed by some Q&A and some big news. All right, so let's get to the next scale shape that connects, the next E major scale. The one I have here physically starts on the 14th fret of the low E. You can see it, right? It's a black dot. And I have 14, 16, 17, 14, 16, 13, 14, 16, 13, 14, 16, 14, 16, 17, 14, 16, 17. This is another E major scale. Some people aren't familiar with this one, but you want to get this down. And again, the pink notes are your root notes. So you can always frame out, what's up, Don? I feel like I just saw you today. Okay, so there is the root notes. You can kind of frame the scale out. You know, use that stitch method. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. John Funk asked where the chart is. If you go to my YouTube channel, my latest video has a link to the chart there. Okay, so I just wanted to sorry to interrupt. But there we go. The latest, anyway, if somebody has a link, you can post it. But you can use that Stitch Method major scale. If you go to the Stitch Method channel somewhere, there's a Stitch Method major scale video, and it shows you when you have a root note, you can play the major scales off it. It gets to this one. So now, what's really cool, again, the one save the day. Let me just play the major scale and go from 1 to 1. Sounds great. Sounds absolutely great. There's nothing wrong with this. You know, let me get the tone. I like that tone better. Flip the switch. Okay, now. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to look at those purple notes, you know, the 1s, 3s, 5s, and 7s. This one's kind of intriguing. You have the 1,